to play Minecraft. I feel really good today. Um, I decided to, change a lot of things. I was talking about that yesterday. But, um, I'm a little bit heavier than I want to be. So I started tracking my calories and I downloaded this exercise app. But then I realized that the calorie tracking app that I have also has exercises. But yes, the exercise was like really intense. I mean, for me, I don't generally exercise. So that was like 15 minutes. And then I went out for a walk in the morning and I downloaded Google Fit so I can be fit, you know. Can I have any gravel? Gravel. No gravel. Um, so I also I've used it a few times, but Google has this app called Google Fit and it tracks your steps, and I think generally there isn't a lot of evidence that walking 10,000 steps a day actually does very much. But I think the fact that you're walking is um, like there's no magical thing about 10,000 steps a day. But the fact that you're walking is actually really beneficial, more beneficial than the actual number of steps. So yeah, I did that. And I went to the store and I bought like healthy food. Oh no, I was going to get rid of the... No, I put it here. Never mind. I bought healthy food for me. Oh wait, I can just do it this way? Oh, I can. That's so much easier. I didn't know that. Oh, so easy. Yeah. Okay. And I made lunch. And generally, I saw this on YouTube. It basically, this Italian grandma was making like a pasta sauce with just like tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and you just cook them and you like, you crush them and it makes like a really simple sauce. And I put cheese in there and some garlic powder. So, it's not just tomatoes. And yeah, I did that. And usually it is really, really good. So usually I have 2 plates. But I was like, no, I'm just going to have 1 plate. So I want to be able to fit in these elegant suits. And I was thinking also of like, when I retire, which is crazy. It's only in 9 years now when I retire. No, not 9 years. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? So 10 years from now, I'll be 58. Okay. It's not 9 years, but it is... So 10. Okay, well, maybe 19 years. Yeah, like 17, 19 years until I retire, basically, until I'm old enough to retire in this country. And I have the week off, and maybe because I didn't do a lot yesterday, but I felt so sad, when I don't have anything to do, I just feel sad and aimless, So I don't want to be retired like that. I mean, I want to live a long time, but I don't want to be that kind of retired person. So what I'm going to do, and if you have joined me, I will check the chat after I break my first pickaxe. Yeah, so what I was thinking about doing was there's this guy, and I wouldn't do it this way because it's kind of crazy, but he's traveling around the world without any help of a vehicle. So basically, and he can't go back to his home until, like, he made this rule, like he can't go back to his home until it's this is done. So it's not exactly like he's been walking for 25 years because he had to take a few breaks because of visa problems in Russia. But generally, he crossed the Bering Strait just by swimming, which is crazy. And then he was like, he's the first person to do that. No, he didn't swim. Sorry, that would be even crazier because it's the Arctic, right? He walked across the Bering Strait because it was frozen, and then he got lost, and he was going with some person he met, and they got lost, but eventually they did cross the strait, and then they got arrested. Wonder what happened to the other person. And then he made it out of Russia, and he was in one of those Central Asian countries, and he either had to go back through Russia, which he couldn't do for, I guess, I don't know, if his visa was like completely expired and he couldn't go back to Russia, or maybe it was because of political reasons, or maybe it was because of the pandemic. I don't remember. So it was like Russia and Iran, and he couldn't go to either one of them. So he decided he was going to swim across the Caspian Sea. And like, he had a boat to rest in, but it took him like 30 days or something to swim across, which is like ridiculous. But anyway, so I wouldn't want to do something that extreme, but I want to do something like that. You know, like walk across the continent. You know, be the oldest person to walk across Australia. Something like that. Why Australia? Maybe I'll check the chat after I finish this part. Australia, because I think it's like, well, generally it's got really interesting birds and wildlife. So that's the main selling point for me. But also, you know, it's one country, so all of the bureaucracy it's not as complicated as going across Africa, for example. And generally, maybe it will change, but generally it's a pretty safe place to go. I mean, in terms of people. But, you know, of course, there's always murders and stuff everywhere. Oh, I can't see anything. Okay, I'll check the chat now and see if there's anybody there. No one there. I'm gonna close the blinds because it's not that sunny today, but the sun is very intermittently shining in my face, which makes it hard to see the screen, which makes it hard to play Minecraft. Oh, I also got new pajama bottoms. I think that they look really good with my top. And yeah, you can see that there's a little bit of it's not flat. My My stomach is not flat. It's not the worst stomach ever, but it used to be flat, man. It used to be flat. My clothes used to fit. My suit fit. Now it does not. Yeah, so anyway, if I wanted to do something like that, like walk across Africa, like maybe like walk across the 7 continents, like it would be like, I mean, there's different ideas, and I have a long time to think about it, but it would be great to like walk like, I don't know, um, like start in Finland, or start in Finland and walk from Finland to, you know, uh, Singapore, and then from Singapore take a boat or something to yeah, I need to get to the top here. That was one way to get to the top. Yeah, because I think, I don't know. I thought maybe I got rid of the. Guess I did not get rid of the little bridge over there. Yeah, because I'm not sure if it was this guy, but there are a few people who are doing that. Like they're walking around the earth, and um, there was one guy who was crossing the bridge and like across the Bosphorus, and he was like, "Well, I need to walk across the Bosphorus, but you can't actually do that." So they gave him like special permission or something to do that. So I wouldn't be so uh, I wouldn't be so strict about the rules. It would just generally be walking, and then if you can't walk, take a bus or something. Yeah, but if I wanted to do that, then I need to be a lot healthier than I am now. Because I imagine it would be the last big adventure of my life, but I would want it to last, as long as possible. So if I just died of heat stroke the first day, I mean that would not be great. Another possibility would be to like start in Portugal and go across Spain and France and Italy and uh, you know then cross the Adriatic and go south that way. But I don't know which way. I have a lot of time to think about it. And it has been an idea that I've had for a long time. Like I went on a date and I was talking about it. My date was like, interesting. I mean, she wasn't interested at all, but anyway, she had a picture of herself, and I don't know. I'm not in any catch anyway, so it's not like I should complain. Well, actually, she was like, she was anti-vax, and I was like, oh yeah, no, thank you. So that was the main reason, and this was shortly after or during the pandemic. I don't remember. So I was like, no, thank you, not to that. Um, But anyway, she also was a person who looks very good far away, but then doesn't look that good far close. If that makes any sense. But you can see what I look like, so. But if you're going to be with somebody, attraction is important, right? Right. Oh. Hey, old man playing Minecraft. How are you? Hello. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. MR Artist 601. I'm good. Thank you. How are you today? Sorry, I didn't check. I was concentrated on like playing Minecraft, but I will check. Oh geez, there's a big plummet there. Oh, I didn't see that. Um I will check more often the chat. So I'll check. I will get rid of one level and then I'll check the chat. I think that makes sense. And I was doing my walk today and I was feeling nice about myself. And this woman smiled at me while she was also walking around, which was nice. Where's that plummet? There's a plummet somewhere. Maybe it's here? Yeah, there's a plummet. Yeah, I said hello. Hi. Maybe you didn't hear yet because there's a bit of a delay. Yeah. So she smiled at me when I was walking around, and she didn't smile the next time because we were going around the park in different directions. But it was kind of nice because I don't think I tend to notice those things. Okay, I'll check the chat after I get rid of this level. And dating. Dating is a difficult question because, on the one hand, sometimes I am really lonely. But on the other hand, I think like people, if I met somebody who was like, you know, I don't want kids and I just want to be in your life for like a point in time, then I would be fine because, I don't imagine those people who go walking around the world that they actually have partners and wives that they come back to. I don't think so. I think maybe that's kind of the reason. I mean, that's one of the reasons that they do that, but oh, my friend wanted to buy something from Canada and she said that they didn't have shipping here. And I looked at their. Yeah, I thought that and I looked on their website and they didn't say about anything about international shipping. And yeah, so I checked for her and I said, like, you could talk to them and ask them, but I think it's going to be too expensive, which makes sense. Okay, there's another. I think that they were both bots. There's one bot. I'll show you. I'm not streaming it. I'm not. Ah! Damn it! What's going on? Ah, fuck me. I mean, I keep doing that. Ah, I keep doing that. I don't know why it does that. Ah, I'm streaming Minecraft and Minecraft dies, and then I just keep talking, and I don't know why. But anyway, what I wanted to say was there are two bots. This first bot, old man playing Minecraft, right? Because if you can see, I think you can see my name, right? Maybe not. Anyway, and this last one, definitely a bot. Love my streaming, would like to be a fan and friend, will like to be a fan, will like to be, that weird grammar, would like to be a fan and a friend, let hang out on Discord. No, I don't have Discord. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. I gotta keep track of, because there's a little icon that shows me if I'm streaming or not. But anyway, my friend got a reply from the site. I think it's going to be too expensive for her to order something. Okay, and I will check the chat after I get rid of this level of cobblestone. I think it's going to be very satisfying today because I was streaming yesterday and I just streamed me shoveling, but I finished shoveling and I exposed all the cobblestone. So I'm like, yes, now I'm going to get rid of different layers. Oh, and I can't fall down there. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Oh, now I'm kind of stuck up here, I see. Well, actually, no, I can go. And my friend has always been like super elegant, and she has a baby, and you can be super elegant with the baby. But she showed me like some pictures of her walking around with the baby, and like I was surprised how super elegant she is still. Like, you know, but I think that's important to her, which I understand now. I understand wanting to be that way. Because I always thought, looking elegant is kind of snobby. But it's not snobby if you do it your own way, Unfortunately, though, I'm not finding a lot of iron. 'Cause the whole point of doing this was to find iron so I could chop down some trees. I mean, I can chop down the trees with stone axes, I guess, but obviously iron axes work better. Okay. Okay, I guess this is all the same level now. Yeah. And if only you could make tools with copper already. Because that would be much better than using stone. And they have so much copper. I have copper everywhere. It's going to be a gigantic cliff now. Yes, yes, it will be. Okay, so I will check the chat when either I finish this level or my pickaxe breaks. Yeah, but in order to be elegant, more elegant, I need to lose some weight. Yeah, and I had this vision of me. That is a bit of a plummet over there. I had this vision of me, walking around Europe and the world when I'm an old man in my like suit and cool hat. Yeah, I could live stream it. You know, but it's important to enjoy. It's important to have plans, I think, but it's also important to enjoy getting to those plans, right? So, for example, before, this is going to sound dumb, but it is one goal. Before, um, before going, to, well, I think the person who commented first is probably not a bot. Before going on this ridiculous walkabout of the world, I want to, have the biggest construction in Minecraft. Make the world flat as some kind of art piece. I think I got lost a little bit, which is weird because I thought that all of this was on the same level. Yeah, but I want to finish my Minecraft project. And I also had this idea of learning 100 languages at a very basic level. So I'd like to do that. And also, kind of as marketing, but also I think it's possible. I want to be the most prolific reviewer of all time. So I think that would be about 15,000 reviews, published reviews. So I have about 150 right now. And I just did one about Smallville. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. I thought when I was recording it that I was going and ah a lot and like stalling for time. And I wasn't doing that. Obviously I did it a few times, but like I was surprised when I was editing it today how coherent my train of thought was. Oh. Okay. So you might not be interested in Smallville, but if you're interested in Smallville or the character of Superman at all, it's worth watching the video, and it's worth watching the show. But I won't expect anybody to actually watch all of the episodes of the show because it's such a long show. Yay! Okay. I need to go over here because there's more. Yeah, so to do those, I need to do those things before I leave on my last great adventure. And back to the question of dating, like there's this show, I think it's on Netflix, but I think it's a BBC show, and it's called The Undateables, and it's basically like these people who have, um, they're undateable for different reasons. Sometimes it's like, mostly it's connected to a physical or mental disability. Like one lady is blind, which I don't think is undateable, but you think how hard it must be to meet people when you're blind, you know, because especially now, because I don't know how blind people, I don't know, because if you're on a dating app, you kind of have to say that you're blind, right? And then you're either going to get people who are like really interested in that fact, or maybe like too interested in that fact, or people who are going to, that's a bit of a plummet too, or people who are not going to give you a chance. because you're blind. So there's also, what is that? Love on the spectrum. I don't think that I'm autistic, as far as I know, because I really hate it when people use the excuse that they're. I mean, if they are really autistic, then it's not really an excuse. But like, I have this coworker who is generally nice, but really difficult, and we had some presentation uh, that we were doing, and somebody said something, and she misheard it as like autism, which is like, it's like completely understandable that you would mishear something like that. But she was making a big deal about it, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I would never. I'm like, actually, I think that I'm autistic myself. Um, yeah, but I digress. Um, my point, and I do have one, is that um, is that I think that I am undateable. You know, because maybe undateable is a bit excessive, but I would not be the first person's choice to date, because, and I think it's because I have ridiculously high, well, so I have ridiculously high standards, which is one problem. And the other problem is that I don't kind of fit into the mold that people expect generally of people my age. Like, I stream Minecraft, so it's just a hobby I picked up recently, but people might say, "Oh, that's so juvenile. You should be doing other things." And it's like, actually, I have worked hard all of my life. So, I've worked hard all of my life, and I think I know what I want and what I don't want. And, you know, but it's not just that. It's like, women my age generally have children, and I don't want to. They either have children, or people who are slightly younger, like, they want to start a family. And I don't want to deal with that, either one, for two reasons. Because I already have a family, and, you know, it's not like they require 100% of my time now. But I don't want to be like one of those, oh yes, and then my dad had another kid, and then he forgot completely about me. That's one thing. And also, I think that now I'm too old to be a father. So, I mean, not biologically, of course, but, I'm just, uh, like, already, like, when I turn 50, my daughter will be 18, and my son is like going to be 15 when she's 18, which is ridiculous. Like, having a 15-year-old when you're 50. So, obviously, if I had more children, then they would be, uh, it'd be a different experience now. So I don't want that. And the other thing would be that if the person has a child, then I don't like, I think that I'm an okay parent and stuff, but being a step parent is always problematic. And it's even more problematic when you consider that I am, a foreigner. So it would be problem. So yeah, I think it would be possible if I wanted to do it, right? I think I would do a good job if I wanted to do it, but I don't want to do it. So that eliminates a lot of people my age. Um, and then younger people, mostly, but not always, want to have kids. So that eliminates them. And that's pretty much eliminates everybody from contention. Oh, hi, sir. I am from Pakistan. Nice to meet you, Abdullah from Pakistan. How are you? I'll show you because the comment. I think Abdullah might actually be from Pakistan and not a bot. Yeah, so then there's other things like I don't have a car, I don't have a license, I'm not going to get one. And it's not that I have strong feelings about cars. Well, I think my feelings about cars have gotten stronger as I've gotten older. It's just something that happened that you know, I don't have a license and it kind of expired and I wasn't interested in renewing it. And I don't want a car now because that's a whole other story, but I can tell you maybe after I finish this rant. Um, um, yeah, but I'd say most men my age, they have cars. Uh, it's not that they all have better jobs than me, but like people that I would be competing with in the dating market probably do have better jobs. They're divorced, but they have like their own apartments, and I don't have that. Basically, I would have to find some kind of hippie. And I think maybe there are more hippies who are like a lot younger than me here, but and when I say hippie, I just mean like people who are not interested in that kind of lifestyle. But people my age are probably a bit more conservative here. And generally, it's strange because people my age are getting more and more conservative, which is ridiculous because we were never a conservative generation. At least where I grew up. I guess that depends a lot on where you grow up, right? Okay, I'll check the chat after I break my pickaxe. Okay, I need to get all of these blocks though. Am I? No, I'm not out of space for blocks. Oh, hello, Abdullah. And I think I was saying during one of my other streams that there's also other reasons that I would be worried about having a relationship with somebody, and that would be among others that I would fear that I would fall into the same categories and same kind of behavior um, that I had with other relationships. So there's lots of reasons not to. And of course, it is really hard to find somebody. That's the irony of our age. Like, we've created so many things that are supposed to make our lives easier, but they actually end up making them a lot harder. Somebody wrote to me. Oh, that's a very good example. So, the message I just got was from my cell phone provider. And so I've been paying for 2 years for this phone. And, you know, it's not the greatest phone or whatever. It's like a normal smartphone. So I've been paying for 2 years for the phone. Whereas when my parents were growing up, they'd just buy a normal phone, and it would ring and they would answer it and they wouldn't think about the phone anymore. Of course, I think it's easier to call long distances and stuff with things like WhatsApp. So that's an advantage, but like generally the whole phone situation, disadvantage. So I guess I can have my rant about cars now. If you don't mind. So my rant about cars is that I think that they're one thing where uh, people believe that they are this super convenient thing. So I live maybe about a 10 to 15-minute walk from where I work. And so when I have to work in the office, generally I I walk. And I discovered that one of my coworkers actually lives near me and he drives to work, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous for a number of reasons. One, it's ridiculous because it's so easy to get to the office either just by walking or taking public transportation. It takes literally, I mean, you have to be at the tram stop at the right time, but it takes literally like 5 minutes to ride by tram, you know. So this guy will drive, so he has to pay for parking, and parking, you have to reserve parking in the office. So you have to pay for parking, reserve parking, And then also, you know, um, the it's like it's a busy street next to where I live. It's like super busy, but it gets really narrow next to the office. So um, that means that it is really hard. Like there's so much traffic all the time. So this guy, and he's not alone, so it's not like I'm picking on him only, but this guy has convinced himself that it's more convenient to have a car to drive to the office rather than doing anything else. And like that's just the beginning of it. I mean, it gets worse and worse when you think about it because if you have a car, you're paying for using the car, right? So you have to pay insurance, and most people, unless they buy a used car, they are, oh no, oh no, oh no, no. Uh-oh, I destroyed the bridge there. Um, so so you have to pay insurance, and unless you bought a used car or you're like very rich, you're paying a monthly payment for your car, which is sometimes just, I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a lot, but like generally you're also paying for your house, right? You're paying a monthly payment for your house and a monthly payment for your car. And then if you have to pay for some place, and it's not like you're using the car all the time. And that's the thing. Like you're not paying like a percentage of insurance for the time that you use it. Like no, you have to pay the insurance all of the time. So then you have to pay for parking for your car. And it's basically like a mechanical parasite, I would say. Cars are, you know, and here also, a lot of people, they don't have garages, so they're just parking their car on the street or in a parking lot. So people can steal things from your car. Um, my ex had a Volkswagen V40, I think, and those were super popular cars. So often things would be stolen from it, like the tires were stolen one day and the mirror was stolen another day. So yeah, cars are dumb. I can understand if you have to travel a lot for your work and the places you have to travel for your work don't have reliable public transportation. And I could understand in some countries where having a car is absolutely a necessity, like depending on where you live. Like where I grew up in Canada, you absolutely need a car because there's no buses, which is also kind of a ridiculous thing, but there's no like bus service between one small town and another small town. Whereas here there would be. So I hope, wow. um, I hope I'm able to get through this. on this stream. That's my goal for this stream, is to kind of remove this bit of the mountain. And then other streams I could continue to destroy the mountain. I think I'm going to play Minecraft later because I don't have anything else to do. But I will... I'll play for 2 hours right now. Can't believe it's Tuesday already. It's Tuesday already. Tuesday already. But I have another 2 weeks of holiday anyway before Christmas. I have to start a new job in November. I mean, new old job, but I have to finish my old job, which is not ideal. I wonder how much inventory I have. Oh, yeah. Actually, yes. I should get rid of some of this stuff. Well, when that 48 is actually 64, then I should do that. I guess it will be 64 shortly. Okay. Oh, there's stairs here. Haha. You can't even tell I've done anything up there yet. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do a different way next time. I'm gonna get rid of that. I think my son put that there. No egg. I think these are all full. Yeah, I'm thinking about what do I do when all the boxes are filled, because I have a lot of boxes, but I think that they're going to be filled eventually. And so do I just make more boxes and then just like, you know, work until they're all filled up? Perhaps. Yeah, so I want to make everything flat, which means this mountain thing needs to go. But for the past probably like 2 weeks, I don't know if it's been 2 weeks, but I've been working on this little um, like it's not even the mountain. It's like this little bitty baby bit of this mountain here. Let's see. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I am. Oh, that's what happened. I I knocked it over there, and I just randomly stopped. Oh, what? Okay, it says I'm not. It says I wasn't. Uh, says I wasn't streaming. Yep, there's a giant hole over there in the mountain, so that's going to be a fun thing to try and get rid of. It's craziness. There's no iron. Because I have a feeling, and maybe I'm just being a bit paranoid, but I have a feeling that if I use stone axes, I'm gonna run out of cobblestone. So then, like, what was the point of harvesting all of this cobblestone for my pyramid if I need to use it all to get rid of the trees? Maybe I'm just being paranoid. And I will find more iron. I know that there was more iron here. Of course, I can keep going until I could also, I mean, it's going to take a lot more time, but I could also get rid of the trees with, not with axes, if necessary. Oh, yeah, that can't be there, actually. That's the wrong level. And I know on the ground that there are some, as I saw some iron. Okay, this is where that plummet was, so I am making progress. Do 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 do. There's also like a hole uh, somewhere in the middle of this section. It's very monumental now. Yeah, I'm in the groove. Groove is in the heart. 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 Okay, I was being very entertaining before. Maybe not entertaining, but at least I was saying something. Now it's just like focused on the task at hand, which is to get rid of all of this cobblestone, or harvest cobblestone rather. I think this is less exciting than the way that I was doing it before, but I think it's more efficient. It's the way that I was doing it before, you could clearly see progress. And now you just see me like mine a bunch of cobblestones. Yeah, this is the bit that I was missing anyway. I was really concentrating there. Sorry about that. Ooh, a bat that I'm going to make extinct. Check in the chat. Check in the chat. Sorry, but you were in the way. Like, why would you? I didn't even, like, honestly, I didn't know that the guy was standing there. There's also a village apparently somewhere on this island. My son found it, but I've never seen it. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to the village. Like, just destroy everything. Yeah, I kind of want to leave some of this blocks here as some kind of weird modern sculpture, but everything must be flat. That's my mantra. If I ever get popular enough to sell t-shirts, it'll just be like, everything must be flat. Everything must be flat. Okay. I don't know how long, but eventually in this direction there's where I stopped on the other side. Okay, I was so happy about me tracking my calories, and now I'm hungry. So I guess I just have to fight the feeling. Everything must be this way. Everything must be. What are you doing, guy? Can't you see that this is a construction zone? And you're definitely entering at your own risk. I mean, I did a lot, but it doesn't look like a lot. Like, it won't look like a lot until I get rid of that bit there. Everything must be this way. Joker's on my right. Yeah. I think I'm out of sticks, actually. So I need to make more sticks. Everything must be this way. I'm looking for sticks. Or at least some planks. Here. Okay. Oh, imagine if we could randomly make copper tools now. That would be great. Don't think so though, but we'll see. Gold pickaxe, iron pickaxe, wood pickaxe. So many bots today. Oh, I didn't do the right. So many bots today. So I think this is generally not the best time to stream. Maybe tomorrow I will do it later in the day. Oh, gotta get rid of these sticks. I don't need sticks right now. But I will try and put them next to here. Yeah, so you see, I've been working on this bit for an hour, and I've done a lot, but still there's a lot more due. think I'm just going to do a simple go around the edges plan. The thing I'm worried about with the stone axes is because at least if you're using stone pickaxes, it's like you're getting double the stone that you use to harvest. At least double, probably even more, um, of the stone you use to harvest the stone. But if you are um, using a stone axe, that's not really the case. So this is the time when I just be grooving the music or listening to a podcast or something. What are you doing? I like how they're still walking as if they're being. You may be wondering, why did I just murder the trader? Because he was in the way. Like, he got up in my face and he didn't take no for an answer. It's like that situation where there was some YouTube prank, uh, YouTuber who made like prank videos. And he went into the mall and he was like playing loud music at people and being like very aggressive. And only in America, right? But this other guy like shot him, and they said that it was self-defense. So, like, I'm the only person who lives on this island in this world, and I'm just gonna put you out of your misery. Ah. Sorry, but I can't bear to see you sad. Yep, I did that. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. Anybody see that? No. I should clip that. What? I heard the trader's voice. He's haunting me. Just heard this crazy sound, but I don't think it was in Minecraft. It was like, wah, wah. Is there another trader? Or is it the ghost of traders past? And I'm like, thinking about food. Thinking about food. It's much better when I didn't have to think about food. Thinking about food. The most exciting thing that's happened in the past hour is that I murdered the trader and the llamas. Well, I think the trader was an accident, although it was like an accident, like in the musical Chicago, where the lady says that he ran into her knife 15 times. That kind of accident. Da, 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 da. I just had like a crazy thought, like if you were playing with somebody and they had like a goal to get iron or whatever. Because I think that there's iron somewhere on the ground here. But yeah, if you were playing with somebody and their goal was to get iron, you could like be like really mean and you could get the iron, use it for yourself. And then in this case, you could put the cobblestones back. But I think that's only a situation unique to me, so not that funny. Mm. Would you mind adding me on Discord? Like, so many people are like, oh, add me on Discord. So I think they're all bots, I would imagine. And then you add them on Discord and then you start to get spam from them. Or maybe there are people who like watch my stream for 5 seconds and are like, oh, I'm your biggest fan. But that seems somewhat unlikely to me. You know? Just not that plausible. Birds are going a bit crazy. So it sounds like a great tit and a magpie are having a conversation. I made a mistake in killing the llamas because now I have less space in my inventory. Quietly bashing rock together. Quietly bashing rock together. Yeah, I think I'll do one more pickaxe and then I will stop streaming. Clearly, I don't have much to say now. No, could be worse. I could be cutting down trees. Ah, I hate cutting down trees. This is at least very simple. You just stand under the thing and you hit it, which is with trees too. But then they have like, especially oak trees, have like a bunch of hidden branches. Find the hidden branches. You know, it's a pain in the butt. Okay. It takes about 2 minutes to get rid of one pickaxe, I see. So this should be the last one. Okay, I'll take a little tour of what I've done. Okay. That was more yesterday that I did that. Yeah, still a lot to do, I see. I don't know if it's better to start on the ground. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm going to end right now. So have a good day. Like and subscribe, follow, all of that jazz. Bye bye.